I clicked the wrong button. Let's try again. I ended the stream. Whoops. Oh. All right. Let's try that again. All right, let's not click the wrong button this time. And stop stream and start recording. Okay. What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the desaturation node. So this node basically does exactly what it says. It desaturates a part of the material. So if we were to look at the cannon, for example, here, I've already got it set up with a bunch of other stuff I can control. And if I write saturation in, I've got it nicknamed sat. And as I turn this up, we can desaturate the part of mesh. So this is actually just on the cannon bit here. So if we look like right here, to 0. And if you actually go negative, you'll start basically saturating it instead. So -10, you get super saturated. And then if you go 10, you'll invert your saturations. If you go, so if you're at the value of 1, you'll completely desaturate. As you go above it, you'll start basically inverting the saturation. All right. So how do you set that up? Actually, first I'll say what the uses for it could be, right? So if you're in an environment, you might say, oh, I could just desaturate the whole thing. You could do that in your post-processing, right? But if you have certain parts that look a little bit too saturated or a little like not saturated enough, you can then just use the material to slightly bring them up and down instead of re-exporting them more saturated to make it a bit more dynamic. So let's create our material. We're going to call this desaturation test. Let's throw it in our cannon. I like cannon materials or textures, and then throw them where they need to go. I've shown how to set this up before. Boom, boom, boom. Sweet. And that should be that part of the texture done, right? So if we were to grab this and throw this on the cannon, we're done. Now, I can't desaturate it now. First, let's right click it, create a material instance, and throw that on. If we open this up, we won't have any parameters we want to change. So let's come into here, move this away, drag off of this, right in desat, hold 1 and left click to get your parameter. We're going to convert it, and I'm going to call it a just desat, just whatever you want. If you want to get that quicker, you can hold S and left click, which will create your scalar automatically. I have the habit of 1 left click and then just converting to a scalar, but it really doesn't matter which way you do it. I plug that in. At a value of 0, it won't do anything. So if we click apply, and I double click it, as you can see, 0 is nothing. I turn that up, and that color will slowly disappear. And boom, your desaturation node. Again, if you go negatives, you'll saturate it more, and if you go above the value of 1, you'll invert saturation. Now, you can, if you want to make sure you don't go between these values, for example, we can, so if you only want it to desaturate, you can set your slider minimal and slider maximum. So if you set maximum to 1 and click apply, it will now limit. So if we got that, it will now limit the ability, so you can only go between 0 and 1. I like having this one open anyway, or at least to the value of maybe -2 or -1. So that way you can at least saturate it a little bit. And yeah, this just basically helps you in your environment or your props. So in this case, I've got a prop of like, what, 6 actors on it or 6 elements on it. It just gives you the ability to micromanage the little parts of your asset. Like, if I was like, oh, I want the brass, the parts that I've got selected right now, to be more saturated, I can go -0.2, and we can have a little bit more saturation on it. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and I'll catch you next time. All right, let's see how that video turned out. So this node basically does exactly what it says. It desaturates a part of the material. So if we were to look at the Canon, for example, bit here, see inverting the saturation slightly. Now, and boom. And slide the maximum, saturate it a little bit. Just the little parts of your app. Perfect. You guys get to experience how I make my tutorials. Very exciting. Put that into the tutorial folder. Look at that. That's episode 18. UE5. Episode 18. Desaturation. When people actually start popping in, I'll probably start doing something else, but until then. Apparently nobody's around today anyway. Oh, I'm trying to get this live, but I'm bugging out. Is this live now, or am I... it is live. Although my chat isn't... Oh, my chat's broken. Right. I'm an idiot, because I accidentally ended the stream. So, like... I have to re-get my new chat. I was very, very silly. I clicked stopped streaming instead of stop recording. Very silly of me. So if I change this over to... not Twitch, I want YouTube. What's up today? A quick rep? Quick report. So I was like, rep. My brain was like thinking like reps on like exercising. I thought I'd record some tutorials. I need to get them done anyway. And I was like, oh, you guys can witness me record tutorials and we can just have a bit of a fun time. I think the last one came out perfectly fine. It's not like amazing, but it's good enough. You know what I mean? Now I need to get to here. Now we make our thumbnails. So the way I usually make my thumbnails, I just go into the environment I had the picture. And in this case, actually, I'll probably just take a picture of the desaturation node. So if we grab this, go over here. Just take a screenshot. You can't... I wish you could zoom in more than it, like, the limit that lets you. And... don't select... Actually, we'll select the outline. That looks cool. And screenshot that. Come to Photoshop. Come to here. Paste that. Paste. Screenshot. Got my throat. Paste. There you go. And then just... pull that up. It's in the middle, and boom. Now we just need to change the name to desaturation node. Wait, can you zoom in more than that? Use a control and zoom. What? I never knew that. Why doesn't that just work on normal zoom? That's so weird. Alright, I guess we'll just take a picture of that then. Because it'd be high resolution for the thumbnail. Super zoom. Yeah, pretty much. Like, what the heck? Oh, wait. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I gotta make sure that side bit doesn't come in. I just want that. There you go. Boom. Hey, Durican? Is that you seeing it? How's it going, man? What is the purpose of that node? I just showed in the video we recorded. So the purpose of this node is if you're... So you plug it in like this. I've got it set up to desaturate. And I've just got an example in the environment. So if we look... If we... Actually, let's unlock it as well. So you can actually see what it does if I get it above certain values. So if you have it set to 0, it won't do anything. If you have it set to 1, it'll desaturate completely what you're editing. If you have it set to -1, it will completely saturate it. So if we go between -1 and 0, you'll see it like become more saturated. And as you go more and more towards more negatives, it'll really saturate it. But if you go above the value of 1, it'll invert saturation. So basically kind of invert the color. So if I go to 2, you'll have a full invert on color. So it's kind of like a color invert node as well, to be fair. I kind of did say that in the tutorial I just recorded. Oh, hey, Letterbomb. Now everyone's appearing. I was recording tutorials. Yeah, so it's literally just desaturation. And like, before someone says, oh, but you could just do that post-processing. Sometimes certain assets you have in your environment might be a little more saturated than you want them to be compared to other assets. So you could just change those specific things. The next one were... Yeah, like in the color editor. Yeah, I like the color editor ones. The next one I'm going to show you is cheap contrast. But then again, how do I... Because the thing with the cheap contrast node is you can use it in a lot of different ways. If we go to like this environment, so you can use the cheap contrast node to literally just contrast the texture, right? So if we open this up, and after desaturation, we throw in a cheap contrast. Technically, I should really review all the contrasts. So you got cheap contrast RGB, and then preserve RGB. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer tutorial anyway. So I might not actually do it today on stream. I'll just do it off stream. But if you plug like a cheap contrast in, cheap contrast will make it black and white actually. So technically you'd want to cheap contrast preserve instead. Right, and then if we put this to a contrast, and make sure to apply it. It's cheap contrast vector white multiplier. No, it does like yeah. But yeah, if you go into here and we go into our contrast, you'll then see that doesn't look like it's... Oh, right, because it's preserving color. It's just contrasting the black and white. Oh. Because if you actually use a different... Like, just the normal RGB, or contrast each RGB. Or each... Yeah. So if we do that, you'll see... Look, see that? Which is what I was expecting it to do. So this is also really good if you just want to have a slight contrast, right? Oh, the colors aren't contrasted quite enough. And like, oh, I want it to be more saturated, but a little bit more contrasted too. You can go, okay, so let's negative the desaturation to make it more saturated. So let's go like minus 0.5. So there you go, see the difference? Oh. Right? And then if you're like, oh, I also want it to now contrast a little bit, I can get, contrast it a little bit. So it just helps you have a bit more control. Like I said, it's like being in Photoshop or photo editing. You have a bit more control over that base texture, but I tend to not use my cheap contrast for that anyway. If we go to my other environments, let's not save anything, into here, and we go to that shader I'm making with like the color, with the lines. This one. Oh, I've got it on to turn up. I've gone into this one that I'm making, right. What I have in here is a cheap contrast, and the cheap contrast in here allows me to tighten up the edges of like where it blends. So where is it? Brightness, scale. Yeah, you go. So if I set that to 0, we get a much smoother. That's a good example. These are all very hard shadow. Here you go. We get a smoother blend between those layers. So you can see it like blending really smooth here. But if I turn it to... Did you fix that camera while position thing? Wait. Which camera while position thing? Yeah, if you set this to like the value of... Where did I put it? Scale, transition value. I set it to like 1, you can see it gets really sharp. I said I like it about 0.8, so you get this sharpness, but you also get a little bit of a blend. So if we go 1 versus 0.8, you get like a slight blend to it instead. 0.5 also looks pretty good, actually. Oh, yes, I did. It was because Unreal opens not like sometimes you'll open Unreal and it'd be like 67%. And when I was full screening, it was doing this. You see that? Whoa. But as soon as I set it to 100, it fixed it. Oh, wow. It's like... It's black and white in the reflections. Oh, right, because I'm taking the base color of it. Huh. I never thought about that. Because I'm taking the base color of the asset. The base color of the mirror is just gray. Like, if I were to change the color of the mirror to a different color, it would change the whole color of everything. Interesting. See, if I change the diffuse to, like, this color. Or not. It does, just not very... strong. Wait, am I crazy? Why is it not? That should, in the shader, cause that to go blue. I mean, it still looks cool being grey, but I didn't expect that result. But it makes sense because I'm taking the base color information. We were messing around with this shader yesterday, or the day before, just like throwing some basic shapes in and showing what it looks like. Then obviously, when you're far away, you probably want like a much thicker line on it. Something more like that, or even like that. Just like thick lines when you're far away. I could also change that, make it when you're closer. You can make it the lines get smaller. But I'd probably want to lerp that, because you can make it so it fades between that. But then it will look like it's scaling. But if I lerped between that, I made it so it's almost look like it's fading to the different texture, that'll probably look better. I also want to make it so I can increase how many layers there are. I've technically got the ability to increase layers, but only on this shade at the moment. If we were to... Not that. What if I do this? This. Okay, yeah, it kind of gets rid of the lines. Although, it does get rid of the shadows too. Oh, it does. Oh, right. Well, yeah, I'm trying to think of where I could show it off. I could technically increase how many shadow lines there are. If I went to like 1.5, you could see it a bit stronger. So you can also change how strong those, like, you get the lines on top. There we go, like 128. You get the lines on top, rainbow 64. But you also get, I've also made it so it actually shades as well. But I could change how many lines there are. So I could literally make it just basically one line. There you go, one line. Why does 2 look completely smooth? I mean, that's also a cool effect, but... Okay. 3, 4, 5. As you can see, like, you get like the more layering on there. But I want to make it so I can have it where I can have this 2 shades, black and white, and you'll have a like 1 line drawn on the surface, or even just a straight up crosshatch on the first one. Then I want to have it so you can make 2 lines, or 2 shades, and it'll have it so there's the bright shade, dark shade, and then a darker shade like it is now, which is this one, I think. Yeah, so you got your light shade, your medium shade, and your dark shade. Wait. Oh, wait, the cross hatch lines aren't there. Hold on a minute. Wait, did I break the cross hatch lines? Oh, I did it in reverse. Whoops, I think. Did I not? Wait, now I'm very confused. The cross hatch lines are there. I think I just went a bit too heavy on the... Oh, when I put the shader to 1, it gets rid of them completely. Gonna go feed my dog. I'll be lucky for a bit. Okay. A bit marble. Oh, yeah. Oh, so why is it doing that? So I don't want that to fade that out. So what am I doing that's causing it to fade? We're technically not using this one. Let's hide you away for a minute. I'm not distracted by it. I know I'm not using a lot of reroutes, but that's just because I was like setting it up randomly. So you've got the borderline here. So here. Yeah, I should subtract those separate lines. Wait. Oh yeah, I guess I'm subtracting. Is that how it's working? I'm blending. So as I subtract that line, was it the same with this one? No. Oh, it does, right. I guess it's because I'm bringing that darkness down to the darkest value, right? Yeah, it makes sense. Because, like, you kind of could do it like this. If I made that, like, look, it kind of looks like there's a shadow. There is no shadow now. So I've made it so they're both 0. And the whole point is that the crosshatched lines, as it gets to the thicker area, is supposed to simulate that it's getting more shadow in. If I actually turn up the... Oh, other way around, sorry. Like 32, 64. If I turn this up, it would kind of look like you're getting more shadow. See that? So there are no shadows here whatsoever, but it gives the illusion like there is. But I personally thought it looked better if I turn these up a little bit and we get like an overlay value like that. But you do fade out that line, which is interesting because I didn't realize it would do that. My problem is I don't mind it fading out the line. What I mind is I didn't think it would... I wanted it to fade out like both at the same time, but you're getting a line still over the top when I do that. So I guess the better way to have done this then would don't do the subtract now. Yeah, it'll be to separate them out to layers. So I would have... Yeah, I would have had to... So I'm multiplying them together first. Oh, wait, you see? Yeah, look, I'm doing this and then this. So I want to do this. Or I want to do this. I plug it in. Either or. We'll have a look. That do it already? Alright, so that's just applied it to everything. Oh no, they're separated for... Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So that it's not supposed to be like that because I want them to be separate because I want one layer to have both of them on top of each other. I want to not have it on top of each other. So no, that is correct the way I did have it. I don't think I have the mental power right now to work out how I want this to look. Go like that, go like that. You're subtracting the value on it, but because one's got the multiplied on top, it should be swapping to it, though. So it's still making less sense, because when they're overlaying, that's not the fact that you're having both of them added on top of each other. That's like they're combined now. Right? Like when they combine together, which is this is both the lines on top of each other. I'm having it so at a certain value, it blends between both of them in our 3-color blend. Down here, oh, that's just doing our line stuff. So if you didn't realize, there's also a line shader. So like you can see like the hard edges. Actually, I forget that they look much smaller when you get close. Oh, it's meant to look like they're drawn. Weirdly enough, it doesn't work when you ain't got nothing behind it. So you see it like it looks like a sharp line here. If we were to actually put an asset behind that, go full screen. I just used a noise node to do that. If I were to put you like behind this. Oh, actually, this edge doesn't look like it's doing it, does it? Oh. Oh no, I'm not sure. I think I might just have it so weak that I'm not noticing. No, I think it does. If you like, you see like little white patches on it now. So you can see it really clearly here actually. So if we hit that, yeah, like it's like a sharp edge. You can see, yeah, you can see it here. So like it gets like chalky when sight's behind it. I'm not sure why it doesn't when sight's behind it, but yeah, it would work completely fine in an environment where we've actually not got an abyss behind it with nothing. And yeah, it gives you like that chalky edge, but I can actually turn up that thickness. Somewhere. Oh, there. So it turns like a really thick line. Ooh. 2 seems to be like my sort of favorite, but you can experiment. Again, I'd like to release this somewhere so people can actually buy it, but I want to make it as flexible as possible, basically. And it's going to take me a while to do that, so... God, my front foot's terrible. Anyways, I'm not sure what we're actually doing today. I'm just kind of messing around. I really liked messing with this the other day. I like how these just have a really bad LOD on them. Like the other LODs clearly got a different color. I didn't make these trees. I quickly just threw them in from another pack because I was just experimenting with the shader. There you go. Big lines. Whoa. Yeah, I don't really know. Are you experienced on material parameter layers? A little bit, not too much. But I don't really know what I want to do today. I don't really want to do the material, to be honest. Do I just want to model something? You know what? My friend sent me some concepts earlier the other day. I'm only going to shoot for maybe another hour tops, so I need to go eat. But I could make something he sent me. Actually, so what I can do is, right, I can do this, scale back up in edit mode, so we've got a different scale. That way when I bevel it, we'll have it so it slightly bevels more towards that direction. Yeah, that's what I want. Nice. I know I'm not showing. I don't want to show you what he sent me because I feel like he may not want me to share it. But I'm going to model one of the shapes he sent me. Probably something like that. Do something like this. Get a smooth front to it, and then we'll put on normals. Cool. It only actually does half. Well, actually, no. What am I doing? It doesn't do half. It does the whole thing. It's got 3 bits underneath here that come to... I'm hearing screaming coming from outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So there's like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen those videos where a kid is on the street and like, oh hello, remake the Arcpus interior home. Ooh. That's not a bad idea. I wonder if I could do the new lighting settings for it. I want your blender noise looks like magic. It's just like time, right? I've said that before. Like it's just like you kind of learn one tool at a time. You get to the point where you're able to implement those tools together to the point where you're just modeling something. Like I want these divots at the bottom down here. Divots, probably the wrong word, but these grooves. and I want it to be beveled, right? So I'm going to do something like this. And we could go for a smooth bevel like that. And now we've got these bevels at the bottom. Then I want like a half cylinder on the top. So what I usually do for that is I'll model, I was going to say model over the top of that. And then I'd go look at the reference again. Always have reference. Okay. So yeah, I could do like here to here. Oh, which is here. Here. Something like this. I can then duplicate this, slightly shrink it, make it so it mostly takes up that, but not all of it. Probably around there. Extrude that out like this. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Grab that. I'm going to isolate that. I'm going to grab these edges here, and all around the bottom. Basically, any sharp edge I think I'm going to want to grab right now. There's actually a tool that lets you grab 90-degree edges. If you go to select sharp edges there. There you go. There's basically shortcuts for everything. I just manually usually select. It's a little bit of a time sink. Actually, this kind of looks like it's doing this. Yeah. I'll do that for the back as well. So I'll grab both, put them inside each other so we get this kind of shape. It's got slits on the side, which are literally here. I don't know if I should separate those out or not. I could. So what I could do is grab this. Press V, and that'll separate those out. I then want to itch my ear. I need grass foliage for my material, so I tested and I didn't even manage to create a leaf or grass that was looking normal in Unreal. Was it like stylized, or was it realistic? So obviously it changes very drastically depending on which one you're using. With like leaves, you tend to want to get like a shape like this, and then you just want to start working. I think it's like this shape, right? Oh, actually, let's punch a different way. You could probably make a leaf shape. Let's separate this out. Get a plane. Look for reference, like always. Look at one you like. Yeah, see, the thing with leaves, right? So what you could do, if you wanted to make, if you was making like a realistic leaf, for example, because you usually have PNG leaves, right? So if I could find one. No one works. So if I was to grab this, I know you can't fully see what I'm doing right now, but you could just drag a texture in like this and overlay it. And then if I wanted like this leaf on the right, I could then come into here, go like this, And technically, depending on what you want to do, if you're just making it like a leaf, what you and like a game asset, you'd probably just go around it like this. I'll grab this in the middle. We can change the shape of it how we want. So if we want it to come down like that, or actually, yeah, come down like that, right? And then we could also, well, probably don't want to bevel that. Yeah, looks good. Oh, looks good. And then if you wanted to obviously grab like some shapes here, right? You've got like a leaf now, and you can subdivide it once if you really want to get a nicer shape. So now we've got a leaf, right? So now what you got to do is unwrap that. Unwrap it from camera angle, preferably. There you go. And we go into our UVs. Oh my god. Alright, I'm not looking. Oh, that's a fat one. Got that. You got that. Grab that. And then in your here, you want to new, or grab it here. Oh, I've got it already. Nice. Size that up to fit on here. Like so. Come into your materials. New material. We want to get a base color image. So it's an existing one, which is that. Oh my god. Go into here. We have the texture on it now. Now the question is, how do I get the transparency? I don't usually do stuff in Blender, but yeah, all you do now is, because that's unwrapped perfectly, right? All you do now is export that out. Let's put it center of grid. It's gonna be a very, very big leaf. That's fine. So export that out. Call it leaf test. Export that. Go into Unreal. Leaf test. Oh, it even came in with the texture. Perfect. So it should have an alpha channel on it. So if I do this, or we preview it, and I go to mask, it does. Nice. So now we've got it already set up. Set that to a two-sided. Also, was I think you in SpongeBob for your knowledge now. I think you in SpongeBob. You make this look so easy. Thank you. Yeah, and then you grab that in, grab that, and boom, you've got a leaf. And because, oh, there you go. Because I've already got the texture applied to it, it's all cut out and everything. And because it's on an alpha, so technically I didn't actually need to subdivide it. That's a bit overkill if we go to the wireframe. It's a little too dense. It's fine. You can still get away with that. But yeah, and you've got essentially a leaf with an underside. Oh, because there's shadows in it. Right, I was going to say, what's happening there? Oh, yeah, look, you can see it's trying to get the two lines right here. Right, it's darker on the other side. If we actually turn off our post-processing effect, it'll be much easier to see. There you go. And you can do a lot of other different things, right? If you haven't touched this before as well, you can go, like, subsurface scattering. See, there's two, because there's two-sided foliage, which I think has subsurface color, yeah. And with subsurface color, I tend to like to take our base color, pop it in here, and then like reduce it by a certain number. See, it doesn't work in this one, or at least doesn't work as well. I mean, the light does look like it's coming behind it though. Okay, I think you should be able to set up your opacity. So if we have it fully opaque, the light won't come through at all. So if we turn this like a 0.5 actually, because we want it quite thin. There you go. Then the opacity you should be able to. Oh, actually, see, look. In two-sided foliage, I'm pretty sure the opacity doesn't do anything, but that works. The light's coming through, and then you could, if you don't have a. See, it's another good reason to why you could use a desaturation node. So if I had this texture and I was like, oh, it's cool, you see the light through the leaf. Yeah, subsurface is actually a tutorial I want to make soon. So you could desaturate this and plug it into your roughness. For example, it's not the best way to do roughness. That's the one. And now you've got like some sort of separation in your roughness, and now you'll have shiny parts like this. So the leaf itself is shiny while the center is not shiny. And then I could say, okay, that's kind of what I want, but I want to subtract a small amount. In a best case scenario, oh no, add a certain amount, sorry. Best case scenario, you'll actually have a roughness for this. But if you're just trying to get something together fast, you may not. Okay, so then it's maybe a 0.3. So now the leaf itself has a bit more of a sheen to it, while the actual stem doesn't. Click apply to that. Cool. So now we have a leaf with a bit more of a roughness. You can see the center part is not rough. I think a leaf is supposed. I think a leaf is supposed to be. Jesus, hard to speak. Supposed to be more rough, anyways. One minus that. Put that into specular. Click apply. You don't need specular, but sometimes. Yeah, that looks a bit better already. And the light should be shining through it. See that? So now if I were to put a specific light source on top, you'd see it even clearer. Let's make it super, super strong. And make it red so we can really see it. See it like that shines through. Yeah. No, while we're here, we'll upload that tutorial I just made as well. Fries Ultimate, yeah, shine. Yeah, you can do that as well, actually. Make it so it's What would be the best way to do that? I'm going to do this. Let's unplug it from the specular. Make it like 0.7. And then you do it for now. Fresnel for now, however you want to call it. Plug that into a multiply. It should. Okay, we want the opposite values. What's the best way to do that? So you could lerp it, you could do 1 minus it, you could do a lot of different things here. That should be making the edge shiny. I can't tell though. Ah, turn up this like a. I'll turn this down to like a 2. 1. 0.1. I can't even see if it's doing it. Oh yeah, it's definitely doing it. Cool. Oh, okay, it's a little too much here. 1 probably. 5. There you go. So the edge is shiny now. Render for me tonight. I'm gonna try again. Make a leaf grass. Making foliage stuff is always super fun. I want to make some really stylized foliage soon. Okay, so yeah, when you're on that edge, it looks nice and wet or shiny. It might be a bit too much, but just to obviously demonstrate it. But as I go to a flat surface, it doesn't look as shiny. And then the last thing you'd probably do is go grass wind. I tend to just set them to 0.5 as a default value. Actually, that one doesn't need to. Oh my lord. 0.5 might be a little too strong. Yeah. Jesus, doesn't even look like it's moving. Maybe 0.5 was the way to go. Yeah, technically it'd be smaller, but... Ooh. There you go. But you'll change the values to actually match what it's supposed to be. And there you go. That's how you set up a very basic leaf. Upload video. Let's upload. I didn't record that, but let's upload the other video I was making. Was I not save the Photoshop? There you go. I miss when save as worked. You have to export it now. I don't know why they moved it. Annoys me. I'm not a fan of like changing things. Don't change what's not broke. You know, I know that someone in Unreal were like, quick, we need to make some innovative changes. I know, let's move when it, like how you export it. We actually have to click export now instead of just save as. Good idea, Jerry. Here's a pay rise. I'm pretty sure that's what freaking YouTube does. Like, there's just a department, and they're like, if they don't come up with a new innovative thing, they just get fired. So they're constantly like, quick, let's do something useless. Hold on a minute. Where's the video? Wait, what? My video's disappeared. I also can't open my trash. Oh, there you go. Where did it go? What did I rename it to? It was like a material. Oh, there. Oh, I clearly named it incorrectly because it's automatically gone into a different spot. There you go. Cool. Upload the video. Uploading videos to YouTube or streaming on YouTube. Heck yeah. Hey, Mohammed, how's it going, man? I did that on a timer last time. Man, the wind node is like so nice. I haven't had to do any wind stuff, I think, ever, because I just use that. If you look at most packs, they use it as well, so it's clearly quite a nice universal one that everyone has just accepted as a nice shader. A nice shader, a nice node. I guess nice effect. Let's grab this. 18. I'm very tired. Desaturation node. Saturation node, sweet. Copy all of this, and quickly rewatch the video to make sure where I can put the timers. Where it's gonna go up. Saturate. Actually, first I'll say what the uses for it could be, right? So, actually, so 52. Well, introduction, we've got 052 where I talk about uses. First, let's set this up. Let's create our material. 114 is create our material. 114 material creation. And I think that's all I need now. Right? You will now limit your invert set. And if you go color, if we click apply, the value of the saturation node. I don't really need to. I don't need any more chapters. There you go. Get our thumbnail. I know I'm doing this all on another monitor, but I can't show you any of this stuff. I'm not allowed. Next. But ads on, yeah. I don't make much money on my YouTube channel to make. I remember actually, someone made a comment about how to do something. Why you don't create a city? Would you like me to create a city? You basically have 2 tutorials in this stream. How to make? Yeah, true. Make it so it's a scheduled one. I'll pop it to tomorrow at. I'll be doing 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Boom. Hey, Pixel Shooter, how's it going? All right, we've got a video uploading. Hopefully, it's not going to kill the stream. Oh, here you go, Pixel Tuner. I'll put my shader on for everybody to see the new shader I'm working on. There's a lot of things I want to do with it, but yeah, it's basically like, it's supposed to look like a drawn shader, so you get these like crosshatched lines and shadows. And you control how strong a lot of these factors are. I can literally control how strong the shadows are. But if we're looking at a much more basic area over here, and we get the settings to where we want. So you could, if you want the like lines to be more or less, you can change that. So you probably want it to be like 128. There you go. Yeah, you can change how strong those shadow areas are. So if I had it like, so what's the max? That's like there. Like if I had it to 0, 0 would have none of the shadows, but you'd still see that there's lines that pile up in those areas, so it kind of show that there's shadows. I like having the additional, in my opinion. So we get something that looks more like this. I think that looks really nice. And you can also change if it's black and white, and I should be able to change this color. Yeah. So if I wanted to just make it look like it was a black and white sort of drawing, I could do this instead. Sort of get what we're looking for. Maybe a bit more like that. Final Fantasy 9. Oh, Final Fantasy 9! Man, I freaking love Final Fantasy 9. What's the starting city called? Oh, imagine like recreating any of this. Oh, that'd be so hard to make. Look how much detail there is in the background. Like, I'd probably isolate just this building out and make it so the background is just the sky. But this would be so sick. I see someone's clearly made a bunch of it in 3D anyway. It's made it kind of realistic though. Weird. It's kind of like realistic-y but stylized. I'd go more along this with much more flatter colors and gradients. I'd separate this out into a spline so we could put this in and just put a texture on it, I think. I'm sitting there like, would that be a cool project? Because this is a drawing version of it anyway, which is, but this is shows so much detail. Oh, what? Wait, has the stream ended? Someone just replied. People are still typing. Has it ended? Your bro fints right now. It started and ended. Alright, alright. It's because I was uploading, I bet. Hopefully it still stays as one stream then. God's sake. Okay. But yeah, this shader's really, really... I don't know. I saw somebody make something similar to it in Unity, and my brain was just like, I could do that. I actually think I prefer the black and white. I think it just looks really cool. But, I mean, you could put the... What, 0, 0, 1, 2. You can make it as saturated as you want. So if we had it as 1, it's much more subtle color anyway. Oh, your boat. Oh, right. My boat flying right in. I see. Oh, whoa. My water looks really weird with this shader on. What the heck? That's so strange. Whoa. Yeah, they had a... You can get a big boat on that anyway. At least for me. Oh, nice. Well, so I like restarted and then came in better. Because it's good. Honestly, that looks like a really fun scene to make. I'm just trying to think. Because I have to separate out into lots of assets. This would be like a plain, but then these parts wouldn't be. Then it would be like all duplicated assets. I could always just do it in my style. Like, not perfectly make it look like the drawing, but I could always just do it in like my sort of, the way I do my textures and everything. I am still doing my shit. You're right, Funky Pants. I'm looking at this now, though. There is cooler parts. There's loads of cool parts of this town. Where's the clock tower? Was that the clock tower here? Or was that literally the clock tower? Right. Well, where's the interior? The reason I like that picture, though, is because it's kind of isolated. I could literally just do this one building here, like... What I could do... What I could do... is have it so all of this gets turned into, like, sky. Like, I could have this bench here, but then everything behind here. All of this is basically sky. Well... this like lamppost and this like bit and this lamppost here would stay in. All this would be sky. So basically make the scene a bit more doable and less time consuming, right? I know a lot of people will be like, no, you didn't make the big building in the background. Yeah, it'll be more like this. Yeah, I don't need any of that. I'll have this part still coming off here. I don't really know what this part is, but I could still do it. Like, I can't really comprehend the shape it's supposed to be. Good research by playing the game. Yeah, like that. Also have the clock. Essentially just other angle, right. Well, to be fair, I could just make the other angles anyway. But I like doing it. I like looking at the drawing actually more than what the game probably looks like, because I don't know. This is just, it helps really break up the shapes and everything, and it's obviously drawn a little bit more simple. Yeah. So everything in blue would basically be like, I'll just have the sky there and maybe some clouds, right? And like, because you'd have it go to here and it'll just be like clouds over there, or sky over there. And it would really help break down the scene. I mean, looking at this, it's like complex, but not. I could try to make it really high poly as well because of nanites, and just say, oh, we won't care about poly count. We'll just make it high poly, then paint it. I'm just trying to break down what parts. Because, like, when you're making, like, for example, like here and here and stuff, right? The way you'd usually make that is you wouldn't make it high poly. You'd, I like how I literally started making this thing. This thing is going to be a gun, by the way. We'll save it. We'll call it... Oh, that's stuff you're not supposed to see. We'll call it gun. Weapon. Marty now. Save. Alright, let's hide that for now. So yeah, the way you'd usually make like these parts is like, you'd have like your little bricks whatever on the side. Well, right, so you do like your planes, and these are the parts that'll have your, just a texture in it. And if we actually, how do I, what's the best way to show you guys in this screen at the same time? Use my desktop. Bring that into here. Right, so like, if we look at like the top left over there, if you look at, so the little like bridge thing that comes out, where it's got like an arch, right? The way you'd probably do something like this is you'd have like your shape that'll have a tiling texture on it, which will probably just be something like, so there's a couple of ways you can do this, but if we just pull this out, put one in the middle, pull one up here. Oh, actually, a bit longer than that, a bit taller than that as well. A bit longer. You'll have your entry points, whatever, and then you pull this part up and you could just bevel this, make it look smooth. Something like that, not quite. We'll just do something like that. Yeah, that works. Good enough shape. I'm just demonstrating. So you do this, right, and this will have a tiling texture just on this surface, but on top of this, you'll have your... I should have really made it center of grid. Come on. There you go. Then you have, like, your details. So you've got, like, a bit that just comes into the middle here that, like, sticks over the top. You've got, like, your bricks on the left and right, so you could just come in here and start modeling those. And you'd preferably make them, like, not flat, obviously. Like this, make it a bit thicker. And they stick out just a tad. Oops. Like this, and then you'd come over here, and you'd basically just start filling in all these pieces with bits of brick. And yeah, you just make sure... So you need to hide it, so preferably they'd need to be completely touching. And it doesn't matter what would overlay, because you'd not see it anyway. This is the messiest model ever. Thing is, see bricks across the top. Then these ones are even bigger, so they'd be sort of like this. From left to left to right, it'd just be like boop, boop. But I could also experiment with shaders in this as well, though, to make it look even cooler. And that's kind of, as messy as it looks, it's kind of how you do sort of the shape for this, right? Because you get all these, you could texture all these manually, you could duplicate texture on them, you could do what you want. But what you can see I'm overlapping here. This part here will just have a tiling texture. So you have a nice brick tiling texture, as you can see in the top left. If you get a full picture, you'll have... Whoa! What the heck? I've never seen something zoom like that before. There you go. Yeah. So you'll have the texture here, so all of that flat plane will just share this texture, right? Oh, you got window. Are these windows? I could probably do those as decals if they're not windows, but I think they are windows. What do you have inside there? I guess you could have a model sitting on top and cut a hole in it. Underneath would be all brick. Yeah, I mean, this could be a really fun project. Like, modeling it would be emissive glow. Modeling. Oh, what? Just make it look like it's lit up in there. That's not a bad idea either. If I do that, I could just do it as a decal. Have it sat flat on top and it kind of looks like there's something inside. Well, it kind of looks like it's just glowing, you know, to demonstrate. They could do that with a lot of these, to be fair. I'm just trying to wrap my head around how difficult a lot of this would be. Because my issue, if we actually look at... Oh, so is that the clock... Wait. That's not the clock tower, right? What is it? Oh, that's not this. No, it looks way too different. What is this? No. Yeah, you got these parts of the city, which looks really cool. I like these parts. Yeah, you could do a cube map to make an interior. And it will look, you know, like how in Spider-Man, when you get close to windows, it looks like there's something in there. That they're using cube maps for that. You could do that to make an interior. Yeah, I mean, this looks doable. It looks like I could make this. I'm just, my only problem is I sometimes struggle making all these, like, looking so wobbly and stuff. It's hard to make things not look so straight. This. I guess I forgot wrong. Yeah. I just want to do like a modeling pass on it, to be honest. But the problem is that maybe I don't need to make the floor a spline. I could just model this whole plane across here, and then we could put rocks across the entire edge. And then how would I texture all of that? If I have all the rocks as a separate texture, what would be preferable would be when it comes to placing like these rock stuff, I do that in Engine, and then I could only use 3 rocks, and I could just place them all manually across there. And then we got grass and everything, which will look kind of cool. It's all kind of flat colors too, which isn't too bad. Anyways. Oh, I clicked next person. Anyways, I think I will call it a day now on stream because I've kind of left it too late to continue doing anything. We're going to go half an hour left if I want to continue. But that's the start of my gun, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I do need to go off and record tutorials anyway, so the more time I have to do that. Yeah, I think I'll have a lot of fun doing this, actually. This looks like a really fun one to make, so I'm actually going to prep a little bit as well during the week to get this for next week when we start it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I need to do some tutorials, so I'm going to jump on those, and I'm going to eat dinner. And yeah, I will catch you guys next Friday. Usually between 8 PM to 10 to 11 PM, depending on how long I stream for. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Boys, bye. You are welcome for the leaf. Boy.